What's going on? This is your boy J.Law.
Tatii.
That's Tatii over there. Welcome to the After Lunch podcast. I know we got a good one for you. Make sure that you're sitting down here. This is what we're doing this for. We're here to show you and bring you and present some new artists, upcoming artists that is doing their thing, making some noise, getting it together, putting in the work. Please, right now, everybody give it up for Let's go. Yeah, more fire. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
You know, man, not you here. Okay? We good.
All right.
We own it. We own it today. So, I like to get right into it. You know, I know you now here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
You've been up here for how long?
For about like 3 years.
But you coming from?
I'm coming from Macon, Georgia.
So you coming from Macon, Georgia. So what I like to ask people, who made a transition, right? Mm-hmm. I want to first ask you about your city though, Macon. Mm-hmm. Tell me how Macon, Georgia, has like influenced how you make your music and what you do.
Okay. Macon, Georgia influencing my music. Just pretty much growing up, the situations that I was in. Originally, I started music through poetry. Okay. And it was actually because of the anger of my mother. My mother used to be on drugs. Okay. I never really understood why some of the situations that I had dealt with, not having my dad in my life and what have you. And so Macon, Georgia contributed to that because I wanted to just, really when I first started music, it was more so on just being able to talk to myself and, trying to better understand myself and talk about this anger that I had going on. And so I want to bring back to my city if possible one day, being able to have an outlet, like a poetry outlet, stuff like that. And when I was growing up, they had that in school, but I wasn't as good at first, so more so like artist development and stuff like that, recreational centers, things of that nature. So, yeah, it contributed by not having anybody, not having, a listening ear. So that's how I really started.
That's what's up.
So now you building and building more. You try to make that U-turn and give it right back.
Most definitely.
Okay. So now we've been here, about 3 years? Mm-hmm. And we've been making some music. I mean, the one thing I want to commend you on is the music you make and all has visuals.
Right.
It all has visuals. And that's a hard thing to do. Another thing I noticed though, right? With these visuals and everything, you go from one part of the spectrum and genre to, let's get it in, let's pop it, let's do all that, to like rapping about your growing up. Tell me that versatility, how do we get all that together?
So pretty much I don't like to be put in a box per se, and I feel like that's what a lot of artists, it takes away from your creativity and your personal entertainment. Right. So I get that question a lot. People like, well, where are you trying to go with it? Are you trying to be ratchet? Are you trying to be, more conscious? What are you trying to be? I'm just being me. That's all I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
So that's pretty much it. I'm just doing me. If I feel like today, like my song, I just want to fuck. That's just what I want to do. And if I feel like telling you about my story, that's just what I want to do. It does not take away from me personally. And I feel like a lot of people feel like, okay, say for instance, I'm just my song. It's more on the ratchet side, but that doesn't take away from who I am as a person. Right. And I feel like people should get away from that.
That's right.
So when did you actually realize that you had the talent to actually go rap?
I realized when I started putting my poetry to music. That's when I kind of knew this is what I wanted to do. I was in advanced courses in high school.
Oh, you smart.
So yeah, I was smart. So we at some point in the class, they were like, we were seniors, and they were like, okay, go and shadow the person that you want to be like. And while everybody was going to shadow nurses, doctors, teachers, I was over there shadowing an engineer and other artists trying to figure out what they were doing. So that's how I kind of knew it was something I wanted to do.
Yeah. Okay. And I do also see you, like, other than on your page, other than like the rapping, you also doing like a little bit of styling and a little makeup and everything as well. You want to do something like that with that?
Like, okay, so the best way to describe myself when I was growing up, like I said, being in my AP classes in art, there's a such thing called as a Renaissance man. And that was somebody who had a little bit knowledge in everything. Okay. And that's what I do. I'm not trying to be the best of everything, but I like to dibble and dabble in a little bit of everything. Yeah. So I could do a lot of stuff, and that's just how I like to do,
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Very individual. Like you're very individual. Let me get that one back. No, but you're an individual, right? And like you said, your music doesn't put you in a box. You can go from one end of the spectrum to the other. And I think it's also pretty cool with your name, YEA, right? Tell me about that. Tell me where that came from.
Oh, in my name, yeah. So it was this guy that I was cool with. He was like a family friend,
Right.
and he could put on this Jamaican accent. I'm not gonna mimic him, but he was a white dude and he could do it really well. And so originally my name was what was it? It was just Young Empress, and my real name is Anna. And so I figured I would add it to the end, Young Empress Anna. And so when I decided to do YEA, it was more so like a short version of that. So it was just like when I first started, it was Young Queen, Queen. That's what most people call me back at home in Macon. But then I said YEA because it was too long to fit on like a graphic album. And I was like, I'll just, YEA, like the first letters of it and just leave it like that. And it stuck, like it became me, yeah.
Business decision. I like how you said, hey, it's not gonna look all right on the album. So you always think of forward. Speaking of an album, look, we got we got some good singles, man. We got some good content starting out. But I'm very curious on, are we looking into doing that full body of work, getting that whole presentation?
Most definitely. Most of the people that I'm surrounding myself around, I've done performances at their album release party and stuff like that. So I think it's about time I go ahead and do my own. So my thing was, I was more on a spectrum of writing a book. Like, that's what I was doing, a book of poetry. So I took 3 months and I wrote every morning however many poems I could do. Right. And I'm going to call it Emotionally Unavailable. That's going to be the name of my book. So that's what I was working on my 3 months, so however long, and while they were working on that album. So I think it's about time. I have a lot of archive songs that I want to just go ahead and push out. I'm tired of doing this single video thing. I just want to just show it all. So
that's what's up. In due time. So like when building your brand and everything, like what do you expect to actually come out of it? Like, do you want to like connect with people? Do you want to mentor people? How do you want to do it?
Most definitely want to connect with people, and I do most definitely want to mentor people. That's one of the biggest things. Me growing up, I hate to say it, I did not have a role model. So I always tried to walk my walk and talk my talk as if, what I would want to be like. And that's really a hard thing to do, Yeah. So, yeah, most definitely role model.
That's what's up. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
How far is Macon from Atlanta?
It's probably like an hour. Hour 32.
Walking distance.
No, it ain't walking distance. Try to get put out of Atlanta if you want to.
Oh Lord.
The reason I ask is because, and I'm curious. I'm curious on what takes you an hour outside of Atlanta and puts you in Fayetteville as far as chasing any type of music career, books, anything, where we know that Atlanta is just known for breaking artists, and it's kind of like, I don't know, like the New York of the South or the LA of the South.
Yeah, New York.
What makes you kind of go the opposite way to a place like Fayetteville?
It's really not hitting on anything if you're from there. And that's really the sad thing to say. Right. Like, it's very hard to get the people that you know and around every day to just support you. So it takes you taking that step to get out of your city or state where nobody knows you and start over from there. And people will, because they don't know you, they're trying to learn you, they accept you for who you are. Right. Whereas the people from your city, they already have their mind made up of who you are, and that's not the case. So that's why I decided to move.
And I appreciate that, because I was curious. I was wondering, like, who does that, right?
Yeah.
but since you are in a new space and you are in a new area, are you finding it easy to find producers and people that know your sound and that can help you build your sound?
Most definitely. It's crazy because the guy who produced Shook, his name is J Beats. Mm-hmm. I was listening to him in high school. He does a lot of mashups. Okay. So I was listening to him through SoundCloud in high school, and I happened to hit him up about, his beat packet. He sent me a whole bunch of beats or whatever, and I pick and choose which ones I like. But he was from Charlotte. Okay. So most of the people that I have been connecting with, Charlotte, Raleigh, Chapel Hill, Durham, like it's kind of like in the middle. Fayetteville, I feel like it's still in the middle. If I want to go back to Georgia, I can. Right. When I travel to Virginia, whatever, it's like North Carolina is dead smack in the middle of the North, and South. So it's a good place to be. I feel like underground, it's not. I don't really see no competition, but
talk to them. Say it again.
But I mean, it's a lot of talent though. For real. Yeah.
For sure.
Everybody's different.
Yeah. So have you made any like big sacrifices then, like like throughout the career?
Most definitely. I lost a lot of people. You know, I lost a lot of friends. Moving away and friendships died. It sucks.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you know what you're trying to do to succeed. A lot of people don't invest. I invest in myself, so that's one of those things. And being independent, independent woman in general, people look down upon that for real.
Yeah.
And so I lost a lot of people, but I never gave up. You know.
Period.
I had a lot of nights where I was just like, you know what? Every time I turn around, something happened, but I'm like, I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do, you know, just keep looking forward, you know. In due time, everything gonna work out.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to take it too serious, but I do want to kind of ask you this question because, you know, the big thing right now, especially among artists and people who have a platform and things of that nature, you know, they're talking about mental health, right? So with you had an outlet and you had a way to do it through poetry and you had a way to really hone in on it. What do you say to somebody who might be in the same situation as you were, you know, with your mother and things? What do you say to them about how to persevere, how to overcome, and how to really take control of their mental health?
Seek therapy. Seriously, it's not a joke. It's nothing that you should feel ashamed of. I even go to therapy,
Right.
And it's nothing bad about that. I feel like a lot of people take away, you know, what you really need. That little writing stuff I was doing, it wasn't enough, and I didn't realize till I just started going through therapy last year, and I was 21. And my mom, she went through rehab, and she was like, hey, you need to go to therapy, because that was something that she learned. She didn't even know about it. And she was like, you need to go through therapy. I'm like, girl, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I accepted things that I cannot change. I'm good. And then it hit me. I was like, damn. Like, depression hit me. And they don't teach you that in school.
Facts.
So
They don't teach you that in
Read
school.
it right, but not how to deal with any anxiety or depression.
Yeah.
You know? And I appreciate you being transparent with us because, you know, like I know, there's a lot of people walking around here who just aren't in that space, and who are in music and who are in entertainment, and they just don't know how to handle it. So you were able to hone in and also go to therapy.
Right.
How are we gonna hear that healing in your music coming up?
I got a couple ways that I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Like I said, it's always about staying true to you.
Right.
Just me telling my story alone, I feel like that will be enough. Yeah,
Kind of close that chapter.
most definitely.
Yeah, that's that full body of music.
Right.
That's what we could get out of that.
Right.
So I like I said, I didn't want to break it down, but I definitely want to touch on it because it was real what you brought up, and I didn't want to skim past it. But I do want to kind of go back to this music thing. Who's shooting your visuals?
Oh, so I have a couple people that I work with. I try to like keep my main people.
That's right.
Eric Mason Films. He shoots my videos, and also most recently Lavon. He has a name for What a Mess Productions. I met him, and he shoots my videos too. So it's just those two.
Was it 4 visuals now?
4 visuals.
Yes, it's 4 visuals. And I know the music has to match the visuals. But are you involved in that process of really, really heavy?
Yes, I direct it. So before, you know, I shoot the video, I actually lay out what I want. I get the people, I get the props, you know, and most importantly, it's the story behind it too.
Right.
And I tell it and I send it to them. Just like all my videos, I'm behind the camera, like this is what's supposed to happen, and then I go back in front of the camera and, you know, like
That's
that.
what's up.
Yeah.
It's giving Tiana Taylor.
Period. Yeah. I was like her. Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, with starting and everything, like, have you found, like, newfound respect, like, from different people? Or, like, I seen you was on Sway and everything, like, that bring, you know, new people or...
It most definitely did. It was crazy because somebody hit my mama up first, and it was like, your daughter was on Sway in the morning. And then she was like, he probably lying, girl. You know, they not even cool though. But then I just get a flooded of DMs from like my request area, and it was like, oh, I'm from, you know, Philadelphia. I'm from Washington. And I heard you on Sway in the morning, and so that was mad cool. And just to hear, they all said yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like yeah. I was like yeah, like, that's what's up. You know. I was with that song. I was really trying to get a cosign from J. Cole, but getting a cosign from Sway, like that's some big shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely introduce some doors.
yeah.
So have you had like a lot of people like, oh, come be my artist, come sign,
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely, I have. But it's just one of those things.
What's stopping you?
What's the things?
Oh, he said what's the things?
What are these things?
I feel like an artist, it's like when I'm looking for like a manager or whatever, I'm the job. They're seeking me. So if you don't fit the qualifications,
I understand. Well, gotta keep the standards high.
it's just one of those things. And so, yeah, percentages. Like I look at everything. Percentages. What can you do for me that I can't already do for myself? And I do a lot, So it's just not adding up.
Okay, so I like to ask everybody this, no matter where they are. You're telling me that you would rather stay indie over going major if it presented itself?
It just really depends on what we talking about, to be real. Like, I feel like percentages is a big thing, and it would be crazy for somebody to just sit here and give up everything. Like, I've had somebody even say 50-50, and it was just one of those things like, damn, as much, blood, sweat, and tears that I put into these individuals, I'm paying for everything myself, and you want to take.
I get it. So, all right, so the percentages are right. Okay.
So percentages really gotta be right.
Hypothetically, the percentages are right. Hypothetically, we get everything we're looking for. Is it more important to sign a major and get that push, or keep your masters? You talking?
Ooh, that's a tough one. But if it's gonna get you off the ground, most people fall for the bait. I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, everybody, I can't even sit here and say that if it presented myself that it wouldn't. I probably would. And then when I get the opportunity to get my master's, or whatever I do get, whatever money that I do get, I gotta make sure I reinvest it to be able to pay for my master's if possible. Like, sometimes you gotta just take the bait, do what you gotta do, and then go back and do what you originally gotta do,
right,
which is own your stuff overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you forget the mission, it defeats the purpose.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So what's the mission?
The mission is to pretty much, be creative, entertain, and own your stuff. Make money from it. I feel like that's one of the main things. A lot of artists I notice have been coming out and explaining what it's like to be in those industry labels, and it don't look too good, It don't look too good.
Oh yeah, I know.
It don't look good. It don't look good.
Naked with one half. You know what I'm saying?
It don't look too good. It don't look too good.
It's definitely not a look. Now we talked a little earlier, right? And I wanted to say this while we was doing this. You were talking about showcasing other artists, right? Because that's what we try to do. We try to showcase artists as much as we can. And so, why, when you're an artist yourself and you're putting all this time into yourself, and we know that this industry is crabs in a barrel, and like Jay-Z said, why are crabs even in a barrel? We don't get it, but that's what it is. Why give somebody else the push, even maybe in lieu of yourself?
I'm not a crab. And I understand,
yes,
I understand what it's like and how it's like, to be honest. Like, even when I did my cypher, I wasn't even gonna perform. I had other people who were performing as well. I was taking a step back because I know how to do my things. Like, I know where to go to get that push, or, the open mics. If they don't have it here, why am I in the front like, no. It's just I'm behind it, but I could just be behind the scene. I know I'm good. I don't have to prove it to,
right.
I don't have to prove it to people. I don't have to perform every time. Like, I'm going to give somebody else a chance.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, everything you know now, then, like, through your whole career, what would you say to, like, your 10-year-old self?
I would say, girl.
On the board.
I would tell her it gets easier.
Okay.
It gets easier. It gets easier.
What's that word y'all say after a sentence?
Period.
Because it gets easier. And that's in everything, right? That's in everything you do. That's music. And as it gets easier, and has it been getting easier?
It has.
And what has that done as far as opening doors and as far as your personal life? You know, I like to get into people's personal life because people like to listen to people that they know, right? So in your personal life, how has it gotten easier, and how has that helped you keep going and developing and doing your thing?
To be honest, like I said, I surround myself by the best. I surround myself by bosses or whatever. And I just really have some good people in my life. Seriously, the ones that are around, I couldn't ask for no better friends. Okay. The times where I feel like I don't even have to say anything. They like, hey, keep pushing. Hey, I don't know what's going on today, but God is good, or just stuff to always keep you motivated. Affirmations, you having a affirming friend. Okay. Yeah.
Do you have like a routine, like wake up in the morning, say your affirmations, like?
I used to. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't most recently. Just working, but yeah. There was one particular thing my friend Elise was telling me to say. It was like a long list of stuff. She's more spiritual, but she was like, I am enough. And just keep saying, I am enough, I am enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandma gave
I'm
me a
trying
little
to
prayer
get
book.
to that too, but consistency is everything, I guess.
Aligning yourself with yourself, like understanding you're a key. That's one thing that I learned. You give and take, because I believe in God, and the spiritual stuff, that's, but overall, you take what you can from and leave what you don't like. And so one of the things that I learned from my spiritual friend, at least, she was like, you are key.
Ways, because I want everybody on it. I want I'm a cop 2 copies of whatever you put out. I just want to make sure everybody on it. What we dropping first?
What we dropping first? I think I drop like an EP or something first. Okay. Yeah, just the because the book I had to edit it. All that stuff that come with that. But
I can't spell good, so I got
Lord.
I get what you mean.
But yeah, most definitely an EP or something. Just because, like I said, I have a lot of stuff that I want to share. And I do freestyles often. So, I try to keep a visual with those as well. But most definitely an EP.
Yeah, because I saw on the IG, you starting to drop some freestyles. You starting to do a lot of the freestyles. Is that going to become a regular occurrence? Are we going to be able to get
some Freestyle Fridays?
Yeah. Are we going to be able to get that content?
Man, too many people doing Freestyle Friday. So what I was doing is every time I get a certain amount of likes, that's when I post my next one as like a checkpoint.
Talk that Tuesdays.
Okay. Gotta have a goal.
He said talk that Tuesdays.
I was actually thinking of talk to him Tuesday or something like that.
Talk to him Tuesday.
Yeah.
And or Thursday. There's 2 days of the week with the
team.
Yeah.
Okay. Never know.
It could go either way. So, I really appreciate you being open, especially with your past. You're talking about your music, all the stuff that you're doing, makeup, books, rapping. If somebody who doesn't know you yet, and even to your fans that you already have, what do they need to? What can they expect from you going forward, and what can they anticipate as well?
What can they expect from me going forward? Pretty much, like I was saying before on my story, I was actually asking people what did they want me to rap about, because it's one thing when you're doing it because you want to do it, but I actually want to do things because stories are memorable. I mean, songs are memorable. Right. So it's going to last forever if it's something that somebody can relate to. If you can't relate to what I'm talking about, you're not going to vibe with me.
That's a fact.
So relatable content. That's what is coming from me next. Most definitely reaching out to people, trying to see what they want to hear, and that's exactly what I'm going to deliver.
That's what's up.
Well, this is what I'll say. I appreciate you again. Thank you. We got a freestyle coming from you?
Most definitely.
No, we got like a freestyle. We're gonna lay it down.
Yeah, most definitely.
Hey,
I'm excited.
I'm super excited because look, the bar has been set. The bar has been set. You coming through. Hey, y'all, I appreciate in the building. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah. Again, this is J.Law.
Tatii, thank you for coming.
Hey, After Lunch Podcast. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Thank you.
That was